here, and I was wanting to make a video about if this were my first bull run, what would I do? Now, I've been in crypto myself since the beginning of the last bull run, so I've had a few years to figure out what works for me and what doesn't. And so the first thing that I would tell someone to do is download crypto.com on their phone as the mobile app. This platform is great because you can sign up to get a debit card, which allows you to easily take any profits you might make and spend them on real things. So I don't know about you, but the biggest question I always get about crypto is, well, how do you spend it? How do you get it turned back into dollars? And ever since I've discovered this app, this is the way to do it. You just take your earnings, convert them into US dollar, and then load them on the card, and they're ready to spend. And you also get neat perks from having the card. So there's that too. And then the next thing that I would do is I would open up an account on Phemex.com. So crypto.com for me is more of an on-ramp, off-ramp type situation. I don't necessarily do any trading on crypto.com. Any money that I'm wanting to trade, I always move to Phemex. And then if you want to spend that money, you just move it from Phemex back to crypto.com, and it was pretty easy. So Phemex, the advantage that they give you is you can, at least I can use this platform without performing KYC, which is know your customer. And the advantages of that is that I've been able to buy XRP anytime this whole period since the litigation for them started. That's a pretty big plus to me. And as you can see here, we also get leverage when we use this platform. Now, leverage is, yes, very dangerous, and if you don't know what you're doing or you're not going to pay attention all of the time, don't ever use leverage. But you do not have to trade with leverage on Phemex. You can just use the spot market, which means that the only way you could lose all of your money is if the asset you bought actually were to go to zero itself. So it's pretty low risk that way. Whereas if you were to use leverage on the contract market, when you use 10x leverage, you make and lose your money 10 times as fast. So basically what that means is if it goes down 10% from where you bought, you've been liquidated. But if it goes up 10%, you've doubled your money. Like, this is a very, very risky way to trade. I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you know what you're doing, which if you're watching this video, I assume that you're a first-time crypto user, and I would advise you not use this at all. Don't use leverage. And then the other thing that I would do is I would come here on CoinMarketCap, and you just gotta kind of pick some coins that you think will have use in the future. So, me personally, I like to look at Ethereum because to me, I think that in the future they could replace maybe not banks entirely, but that it would perform a lot of the tasks that banks have to do manually now, and it'll do them automatically, which I think would result in savings for the financial system. And that's why I like Ethereum. So the way you draw these conclusions is you have to sit there and you just pick a coin on Coin Market Cap and then just come down here to the About section. And you get an idea of what they're doing and how long they've been around. And there's plenty of information that you can find down here. But since this is your first time getting into crypto, I'm going to assume that you don't want to actually go through and look at all of these different projects to figure out which one you think will add the most value. So if you don't want to do that, I would honestly recommend you just buy some Ethereum and you can either put it in crypto.com and put it in the earn account so that way you'll earn interest on your crypto that you've got in there, and then you just leave it. And I guarantee you, one day, not very soon, you would be able to live off of the interest payments coming from this account. Especially if you were to compound invest back into it with your earnings, because they pay you in Ethereum. And so that's a very good option. But in 10 years, that could be some serious change coming at you every week. But those are probably the first two steps that I would take. If you want to get risky, you can get on Phemex and try to buy low and sell high and do some efficient trading. And if you don't want to take as much risk, just stick to crypto.com and buy some Ethereum and put it in an earn account and just let the money pile up.